What do being crew? It's your boy Savon Thomas back with another episode of Coffee and Comments. Today we're going to review the movie Ma. Was it good? Was it bad? Let's talk about it, but first, let's take a sip. Welcome back, Bean Crew. Again, this is a review of the movie Ma. Watched this in October because I told you guys I'd watch some type of horror movie. I plan on watching some other movies as well. Never got to them. So Ma's a horror movie we watched in October, and I don't really know if I classify it as horror. Like it is like labeled as horror, and there were some like aspects of like murder or whatever. But I don't know. That's a movie where I'm like, this is not really a horror movie. Kind of similar to Us. Us a little bit more. Get Out, not really. So I was not a fan of this movie. Like I just straight up, I'm not a fan of this movie. I did not like it at all. There's so many plot holes, in my opinion, to like the stuff that happens, right? So that people don't know the plot of Mom. Actually stars Octavia Spencer, who I'm a huge fan of, and she's this parent that lives in like a small town, grew up in the same small town, was bullied in high school by some of the same people that still live in town. Some of their kids go to high school with her daughter, and she sees those kids and sees an opportunity to really get back at the people that bullied her in high school. And the way they bullied her, absolutely horrible. Like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. The way that how they treated her, some of the things that they did to her. But it's like I'm not telling you to let it go, but it's just like this movie for the part of the kids. It's like you're not that. There's kids aren't that dumb. Like high school kids have some common sense. Like not everybody's super smart, but they're not that dumb. And so she basically they ask her to buy them some beer for them, like, and she does it. She obliges, and from there she tries to build in like good graces with the kids to be like the cool mom. And they're like, she's like, hey, come over to my basement. You guys can party at my place whenever you want to. Okay, that's fine. Maybe one time, right? You're even if you do fall for that one time, right? But the thing about it is like she continually texts the kids. And I'm like, if I'm a kid getting a text message from a 4-year-old woman, I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, she's sending them videos, sending them text messages. Eventually, I'm going to mention this to my parents. You know what I mean? Like, as much as, like, I don't want to get in trouble about, like, partying and stuff like that, I'm never going to, like, I wouldn't hide. Like, if something feels weird, feels off, I feel like most people are kind of smart. To an extent that they do that. They get to a point where they're like, we don't want to be around mom anymore. She's kind of getting weird. And mom still presses in. But if you already getting weird vibes from her, and then she presses in and calls you guys out and starts cussing and doing all this type of weird stuff, why would you continue to be around her? Like that makes absolutely no sense. So Ma's basically trying to be the cool mom because she likes one of the boys, right? Because one of the boys reminds her of the guy in high school that she couldn't get, and so it's just a weird thing, right? She's an older woman trying to get with this high school boy. I don't know the age of the kid, but it's kind of like a repressed memory for her. So that's kind of like that's the weird part of the movie. And then at the end, like I don't know, she captured them kind of, but she like it's just a weird movie. Like I feel like it was poorly done. The plot didn't make sense. I don't know where they were going with this movie. I kind of do. It's kind of like it felt like one of those like femme fatale type movies. And it was just poorly written in my opinion. Like the ending of it just was stupid. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. I gave this movie a 4 out of 10. Definitely on a light rose scale. Not even close to medium rose. Super light rose. So that's my thoughts on this movie. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. If you haven't seen it, check it out if you want to. But as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to Coffee and Comments.